like infinity, right? Like the infinite. I mean, space gets created as much as your consciousness can contain, right? And so the more you expand your consciousness, the more of that infinite you see, the more of that eternal you see. It's really crazy.
It's fascinating. It reminds me of um, creation story in scriptures. Man's created in the image of God, and then the scriptures also say, well, God is everything, created everything, and in the perspective you're sharing and these layers we're breaking, like we can't comprehend really what's everything, right? Like if God really created everything and we can look at a light microscope and see everything to a atomic subatomic level, but we can also look at a telescope and look at everything from an amazing macro cosmic level, what is truly the nature of everything. So to say we're made in the image of God and God is everything, we can't even comprehend what everything is, because
Mhm.
there's only so much of the light spectrum we can see, but there's also so much more outside of that.
Yeah,
Imagine you get to a level that, like, gamma radiation is no big deal, and we're just putting sunscreen on for gamma radiation just out there in whatever level we're um, progressing and evolving to, and becoming less dense to. It's so interesting and fascinating. I just, yeah. Um, but yeah, the nature of everything. And if God is made of everything and we're made in that image, well, we're also everything, right? So the drop, the ocean, which is which, right? The drop is the ocean.
yeah. It's just the quantity, right? Amount. It's like how much. It's like consciousness is the bowl or something. How big is your bowl? How much of the
Yeah,
ocean
Yeah,
can you hold? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah. Yeah, it's like this image, right? And I think Myron, you said it earlier, thinking about it like a cell, which just is a really cool thought, right? That it's like to think of ourselves as like, you know, the size of an atom as a part of this larger cell, and then out and out and out. And like you said, like what's the, how many levels, how many layers of souls and pieces of the cell within the larger body,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it is funny how we see those patterns being repeated because that's what consciousness does, you know?
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
Mm.
sometimes it can be so simple, but explain like everything. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
So weird.
And that's what I love about this book too, right? Is it really like it gives language and visual, and I guess the language is mathematics, right? But it gives you that perspective of that the micro and the macro, and how vast it is, but also how it can all be explained through sacred geometry and math,
Yeah.
which is really cool because it's like what we're talking about is it's like within our five senses, at least within my the way my brain works, it gives language to it so that it helps to break through those those barriers of understanding and awareness, and expand what we can see, right, and what we can even imagine.
Yeah. Man, I can
Yes.
go on forever.
I know, I know.
Just one last thing that reminded me of is like, how, like, just like Paul said, we use these microscopes and zoom in. It's like, reality's running from us, right? We're gonna keep zooming in forever as long as you try to keep cutting, right? Because if you cut a fractal, you're just gonna see more of the fractal, right? So you'll go
Mhm.
on forever. But it's like if you can take a like step back and look and try to see it as a whole, right? Then you can try to start understanding it, and that's when like the patterns come in because it's a fractal. Everything's the same. It's just gonna keep repeating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just describe it sacred geometry.
Yeah.
We get a piece that is a system, and then we can go inner or out or keep going outside, and we're gonna see that pattern repeating itself over and again and again and again and again, because that's consciousness penetrating reality, coming inner or out, depending on what perspective you were looking from,
Right.
and doesn't stop.
And because we can have so many different examples from just what we just did shows that that is reality, I mean,
Yes.
and that is everything. Like there's not
Yeah.
anything different really. I mean, we call things different, and obviously we're in this physical world and whatnot, but everything plays by the same rules because it's all the same thing, It's
Yeah.
so wild. And yet I don't know. I don't know anything, at the same
Yeah.
time.
That's the wiser thing that we can realize, I guess, is just that we don't know anything. I mean,
I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
everything we can know, it's one perspective, it's one limited perspective.
Mhm.
But that, I feel like that's very, it is humbling, and at the same time it is exciting, because
Yeah.
it's, in
When-
a
once you get over the
forever.
once you get over the shock, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the teaching or the lesson that comes with it is, okay, if that's ongoing path, a forever path, eternal path, why should I care about the end? Why don't I enjoy the journey and the now? Because that's the most important thing I have right now.
Yeah.
There's not, why to rush?
Yeah, if it's gonna
Yeah.
go on forever, what am I rushing about?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I like to say a lot at work, and I say a lot, and like for myself in life, is like sometimes it feels like I'm in a hurry to be late because I'm trying to rush through the journey, but something along the way catches my attention and makes me slow down and pay attention to it. So it's like, why was I rushing when something else, me and my own self, I'm like, well, no, there's something else here. And um, so, yeah, why are we rushing?
Dang, yeah. And you guys see, like, this is the process too, right? Like, we're making these
Yes.
realizations,
Yes.
and we'll start living it more and more, and then we'll start getting more still, more silent. We'll be aware of more. Consciousness expands more. We'll talk more, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
As we discover, realize that we're living in it, and it's not just knowing, it is different. It's like a breakthrough. Once you know it, you change.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
don't
you-
believe it, you know it. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You know it. It is different.
crazy.
Ah,
I'm always so humbled at these moments of stillness to realize how wonderful all of this is. And I think of the opportunity that we're having in this lifetime, in this current journey to become aware of these things. And sometimes I stop to think about like how many people don't necessarily have that opportunity due to just circumstance or lack of curiosity or whatever, right? A child soldier in Central Africa is not going to have the same time to consider what I can consider, you know. But even in this current time of um, of our history, I just feel so grateful to be able to say I know some of these things now.
yes.
Haven't been blinded to so much of it. So I just feel so grateful to even be having a lot of these discussions, and to be open minded and to as Yeshua said in the New Testament, be like a little child. And to me, I take that as be curious, you know? And so to be able to have that curiosity and have the exercise of that curiosity translate into some of this knowledge, I mean, what a gift.
What a gift.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man.
I had one other topic, but we're past time. I guess we're good for today. We can catch up next week. I also want to be mindful of your guys' time, and I know it's late. And although we are trying to not live in a rush, we still have busy lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
That weird balance thing, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So let's take that bowl of consciousness and from the ocean tonight, and we can catch up next week.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank
Thank you all so much.
Thank you guys.
Have a great week, everyone.
That's it. Bye.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.